Thanks, everybody. I'm a stand-up comic. I don't know why I do it. I've been doing it for 4 years. Truth is, all right, that's helpful. Truth is, I have really bad anxiety, really bad social anxiety. I don't typically like talking to people, which is very weird. Let's keep this as a monologue, buddy. Not really helping me out. So I don't know. I'm not very good at talking to people. I bought a book to teach me how to manage my social anxiety, but the problem is I spent all my time reading it alone on a pillow shaped like my father, which is really hard to get. You got to shop at Bed Bath & Beyond Sadness for that one. Might be really hard for you guys to imagine, but sometimes I do comedy shows and sometimes people don't laugh at my jokes. I tell my shrink that. I say, shrink, sometimes people don't laugh at my jokes. What do I do? She said, all right, Ryan, here's some Zoloft. And I was like, okay, great. How do I get them to take it? So if your drinks taste a little funny, that's me. It's my new calling card. Zoloft is a really strange drug. It's got a lot of really weird side effects, one of them being that you want to kill yourself more often, which I think is hilarious. The other one was delayed ejaculation. I didn't know what that was until one day I jerked off, and 6 hours later I was like, what the fuck? I need to change my pants in the supermarket. I'm also a very paranoid person. On top of the anxiety, I'm very paranoid. The only reason I think I'm alive to this day is because I thought the other sperm might have been chasing me. Public bathrooms freak me out. I'm very nervous in public bathrooms. I'm always worried that another man will use the urinal next to me and turn his head and say, hey, you have a really nice penis. That's not what worries me. What worries me is that I'll be polite and say thank you. Sometimes I worry about things that could never happen, things that could never affect me in real life, like, oh man, what if I'm in a situation where I have to ask a Chinese musician to lay down some tracks? That would just be uncomfortable for everybody. It's because they built our railroads, and it's racism. Recently went through a breakup, which is all right. She said that we didn't have anything in common other than that neither of us really like me. And I was like, okay. What about Breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember the film. As I recall, we both kind of liked it, but what does that have to do with you crying so much? I'm glad that we broke up, though. She's one of these, she was a little dumb. I remember when we broke up, she actually sent me all my dick pics back with a message that just said, guess I won't be needing these anymore. Glad that we broke up, though. She's one of these kinky girls. I'm not a very kinky guy. I'm always pretty vanilla in the bedroom. She liked to talk dirty to me in the bedroom. I'm a comic. If you talk dirty to me, I'm just going to laugh in your face. My idea of talking dirty in the bedroom is saying things like, no, and stop. Quit hitting me. One time she asked me to do a very kinky thing. She asked me to put my penis in her ear. I thought that was strange, so I did it. I asked her how it felt, and I'll never forget what she said. She said, what? Got a dick in my ear, sweetheart. You're gonna have to speak up. On top of not being very good with women, I'm also not very good with talking to men. Men will often confuse me for an adult male who knows where he is at all times, which is just not true. Men will often say very manly things to me like, dude, check out that car, isn't it awesome? I don't know what to say to that shit, so I'm like, yeah, I've seen a Dodge commercial 1 or 2 times. Bet it's got a Hemi, some nuts and bolts. He'd be like, well, Ryan, what kind of car do you drive? And I'd be like, oh, I drive a 93 Ford Taurus wagon. That's not very manly, so I try to man it up a bit. It's got plenty of room for fucking bitches. I don't know, man. By this point in my act, it shouldn't come to much of a surprise that I have been to a few psychiatric hospitals in my time. I've been to 5. I'm trying to write a book to tell you which ones have the best food. Psych hospitals aren't like what the movies and TV make them out to be. They're not particularly funny places. I remember the funniest thing I'd ever seen in a psych hospital was that someone had been playing Hangman on a whiteboard, and I found it ironic. Hangman's a very strange game. It's a game where you yell out random letters to prevent someone from being hung. I kind of wish it was real. Like back when we hung Saddam Hussein, it's the government's job to come up with a really tough word. I'd pick xylophone every time. It gets weirder from there, too, because you don't start by hanging a regular guy. You start by hanging a multiple amputee. And then you slowly fulfill his dreams of having limbs. And then you hang him. Guys, I'm Ryan Barassa. Thank you very much.